Although most of us wash our hair every day, or at least every other day, very few of us are doing it in such a way that benefits both our hair and our scalp. Some great tips. The first step, and we all know how to do this, is to wet the hair. But one thing that most of us don't pay attention to is the temperature of the water. Let's make sure that the water is not too hot, as this can dry out our scalp and make it really irritated. But it has to be hot enough to be able to break down those wax and scalp oils more easily. So let's start off by getting our water to around 40 degrees Celsius, which is just slightly higher than body temperature. The next bit is the lathering, which is the best bit. Who doesn't love bubbles? Well, it's these bubbles that are the cleansing action of the shampoo. Manufacturers add these cleansing agents to the shampoo to help bind to dirt and oil that sit on our hair and our scalp. Whatever we do, wherever we go, we'll always come into contact with things such as dust and pollution, and this can make our hair look really dull and lifeless. And water on its own will just not get rid of it. The lather is what binds to the dirt and the grime, so when you rinse, it takes all the dirt with it. Now, when you're cleaning your hair, there's something really important I want to talk to you about, and that is the lathering technique. I know you've been washing your hair for years, and it seems really simple, but if you've been doing circular motions, I'm sorry, but you're doing it wrong. You want to make sure that you wash it in the same direction that the cuticle points. Another thing that I see is a lot of people with long hair, they pile their hair on the top of their head. This creates way more tangles, and this is something that we call bird nesting. Okay, so next up, I want to talk to you about leave-in treatments. The name says it all. Just apply directly to the hair and scalp, and off you go. They work by applying a boost of useful ingredients directly to where it is needed. And the trick here is to part the hair and apply the product directly along the exposed area of the scalp. You can also get on-the-spot treatments, and these you can use anytime throughout the day. And a scalp soother really comes in handy if you have an itchy or irritated scalp. It uses a pump spray, so you simply just give the area a spritz and off you go. Now I want to talk about styling products. Very few of us realize that every single time we put chemicals on our hair, we are potentially damaging it. I always tell my clients to take at least 1 or 2 days off per week from using any products at all, just to give their hair a little bit of a break. And if you have a sensitive scalp, you want to watch out for any itching or redness that you may get from some products. Just switch it up and see if that helps. Another thing I want to talk to you about is product buildup. This happens when we don't wash the product completely out of our hair and it remains visible on the scalp. And sometimes we confuse this with dandruff. Wax in particular is quite tricky as it's not water soluble. So here is a great tip on how to get the wax out of your hair. First up, just apply a little bit of shampoo to dry hair. Only use a little bit of shampoo, maybe half of what you normally would, and then just rinse it out. Now that the wax is gone, it's important to follow up with another wash and just follow the same steps that you normally would.